मिलदे रहा से Champions League एक हाथ गैस में हैंगुमन किक पे जाव नरमने भागी दुलने भीदी दसते गोल एक गन्नाई सिट सरसने समरोक बिन्ने साथ देने one heart, one game, one heart, Champions League, this is where we start, together we dream, together we fight, we are the champions, under the light. Football under boda moriye, kirangal modangal kadandidume.
टीवी के सिग्नल में कुछ नहीं Welcome to this Football Federation of Sri Lanka Champions League. It's the super round and we have Pelicans set to take on Javelin in what promises to be a thrilling encounter. The two teams come in after a strong showing in the first round. Javelin finished in fourth position in their group with 8 points, while Pelicans, they topped their group with 12 points. Pelicans, they managed to grab 12 points. Out of a total of 18 points up for grabs. So they have been in a good form, and now they come into this game taking on Javelin, who finished fourth in their group with 8 points. I have Atif with me in the comment box. Atif, we'll be expecting for the football in action to kick-start in this super round.
Yes, good evening, Romario. Indeed, a super exciting Super 8 rounds unfolds today at the Racecourse with Javelin taking on the unbeaten Pelicans in the first round. Pelicans has been in a good run of form coming into these Super 8 rounds. On the other hand, Javelin just managing themselves to squeeze in to these Super 8 rounds. All eyes will be on their talisman striker, Alusan Olavale.
5 goals in the competition so far for the striker, and the Javelin faithful will be hoping for more from him.
The moment we've been waiting for. Let the countdown begin. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The Pelicans to kick things off in green. Attacking from right to left on your screen. As a hush goes around following kickoff, Atif.
Yes, definitely pin drop silence from the crowd as things have started off in the Super 8s.
Andrew was the player getting his head first on that delivery, but possession has changed hands ever since, and now an early throw come in the way of Pelicans, who are in green.
Pelicans skipper Tiriman on that left wing back position will be playing a major role alongside with Mensa Stephen in the centre half position. Both of the defenders have been doing pretty well throughout this first round for Pelicans, as Javelin trying to force an attack.
The main worry for Javelin would be that they have been seeming to lack a bit of creativity, and they just throw some hopeful balls towards the forwards, and then they expect something to be made out of it. And Olavale has done so, but now they will need a bit more quality coming into this second round, the Super 8s.
Definitely, it's been a one-man show for Javelin. It's been Olavale, and we just saw Olavale creating a chance from that far end. And as you mentioned, Romario, they'll be needing to do much better from what we saw from Javelin players in that first round. Olavale again.
As we finally seem to be over our technical issues, and now we'll be able to bring you exactly what happens from the center as Pelicans lose possession, and Javelin collects it from the middle of the field. But by the looks of things early on in this game, Atif, there doesn't seem to be a change in game plan for Javelin.
Yes, definitely putting in those hopeful balls forward to find that talisman strike Olavale. And for now, it has been Pelicans with heap of defensive work. And here's Musatkin driving it forward. 5 goals under his belt. Musatkin in that first round was brilliant, scoring from range for Pelicans in that first round. What a signing he has been for the boys from Kurnagal, all the way from Russia. Daniel Musatkin has been a player to watch out in this Champions League 2025-26 season, Romario.
He sure has been, and he was in sublime form even in the last game, as he scored a goal with his right foot. This time he goes with his more favoured left, but off target. And it's good to see that we are getting a bit of a European flavour in this competition. And the main difference I see is that he pretty much shoots on sight and catches his opponent napping.
Definitely, most of the overseas signings are from the African region, but it's refreshing to see someone from European region to add a bit of spice in this Champions League campaign.
Good pressure coming in by the Lairu Sampath for the team in green, but unable to win the ball. And now Ola getting in a bit of a tussle with Kojo, as another long ball is being thrown towards Andrew Devas, but some good strength shown there by Stephen in defense. He was strong last weekend as well, and he'll be hoping to carry his form through.
Definitely, and another player to watch out for Pelicans is Kojo Anoke in that number 6 jersey. He has been very, very instrumental in the Pelicans' success in the first round. Scored a couple of goals, all coming from range, one being a brilliant free kick. And Kojo Anoke will be one of those influential players going forward for Pelicans.
In attack, though, nothing seems to have changed for Javelin. By the looks of it, in defense, they are just trying to hold a high line and catch their opponents napping. And that's exactly what they do, as this time they themselves are caught offside. So some early chess being played by the two teams, and it's good to see that some quality football is on show, Atif, here.
Definitely, going forward, all of the games coming up will be in high quality, and the best teams have qualified for the Super 8s, and nothing short of good quality football to be expected in the coming up weeks, as a bit of argy-bargy going around, but the referee has it under control by the looks of it.
The local boys trying to just get under the skin of the white boy, as they would call him, and I'm sure they'll be trying to just rattle him early on, because we all know that if he gets going, this will be quite a tough evening for the Javelin players, and it'll be a long one.
Definitely, Musatkin has shown the quality he possesses in the first round as well, as we have been raving about his performances in these opening exchanges. Thiriman with work to do.
Last weekend, Pelicans, they played with a different formation, and this time around, they know that Javelin are a really good attack inside, and they have deployed 5 defenders at the back to just cut down the space in the wide channels, and also to have 2 extra men at the back, or rather 1 extra man at the back, to just be a bit more solid. So Ola will have to work his magic, because if he is to get on the score sheet again, he will have to unlock this Pelicans defense.
Definitely, it won't be an easy task for the only overseas player for Javelin, who was doing his magic throughout the first round for Javelin success. Ernest Adu finds Musatkin. Ricochets into Kojo Anoke. Here's Kojo with a lob delivery. Javelin sitting back, and now
Javelin winning possession in the midfield, but unable to make anything out of it. Now Muskin, he gets one through pass, but just did not have enough on it. But now the little magician in number 71 pulling the strings, as Javelin is of course continuing with their usual 4-4-2 formation, while Pelicans, as I said before, are in a 5-3-2 formation. So both teams with 2 forwards, as Muskin turns and picks Ojo, as he tries to send a through pass, but just beats the on-running Ernest Ado. 10 minutes has flown past by us, but nothing much at the goal mouth.
Yes, no any chances created by both these sides, but with the time moving forward, there will be plenty of chances created by both these quality sides, as Kojo finds Call is for an offside, I believe, and
I just think there was a bit of a push in the back here, and that's why Kumar Kevinash, just a bit of a brain fade. He shouldn't have done that. Back towards goal turned by the Java lane play, and at least he would have been winning a corner, but he thought of taking things into his own hands and conceded a free kick in the meantime. Now, here's the Java lane players trying to string an attack, but short-lived as Pelicans, and Selvam gifts the ball away, but Stephen at the back finds Kojo as Lairu Sampath tries to pick out a pass, but not forward, and Sampath himself, by the looks of it, I thought it had gone out, but play continued. Now Kojo trying to pick a pass with his left, with his weaker left rather, but unable to do so. Abhinash finds his supporter. He's not happy with the run he received there. Ola laying it off, coming looking for work as the ball doesn't seem to be finding himself in the right part of the field. But another foul, this time by Asela Rajavansha. And now again an opportunity for Pelicans to launch one into the box.
Kojo this time doesn't fancy his chances to go forward with his wicked right foot. Beautiful through pass from Mensa Stephen. Selvam Sudarshan with the cross in. Good bit of work from Asfaq Ayub. This was that cross from Sudarshan.
Butterfingers there by Ashfaq, but no real damage done as Mohammad Husni tries to shield the ball and win it, but Java lane are only able to put it out into touch. So Java lane trying to hoist the ball over, but Pelicans in their own style trying to pick open defenders, as there is a bit of hazy sunshine here at the Racecourse International Stadium with the temperature at 30, a bit of humidity at 64%, but by the looks of it, there doesn't seem to be too much wind blowing across the field.
It's indeed in an evenly matched contest. Pelicans high press has been the difference so far, and yet again Pelicans with their high press. Here's Musatkin with an opportunity. Musatkin goes down, but nothing shown by the referee, Stephen.
Theatrically, Musatkin goes down, hopefully searching for maybe the whistle from the referee, but the referee is unmoved. Jafran with his supporters from the touchline being Palitha and Lairu, AR1 and AR2.
Hasn't been much for M. Jafran yet in this game, but here's Pelicans. Coming into the Super 8 rounds, we did expect more from these two sides to test the two keepers, but for the time being, good defensive work shown by both of these sides, holding up their shape and giving no chances whatsoever for their opponents. Here's an opportunity, Olawale. He's onside and Olawale takes the shot. Butterfingers, and as a result, Javelin takes the lead.
Early goal coming in favor of the team from Colombo, and who else but Olawale setting it up, and Harshan Sumudu, if I've got it right, had to reach and dive for that. Andrew Devas, in fact, not good work by the keeper, as Andre rather dives on the scraps and finishes, and we are 16 minutes into the game, and Javelin has scored an early goal, and it's good to see Pelicans being put under a bit of pressure.
Definitely against the run of play, Javelin makes first inroads in this first game in this Super 8s, as Pelicans will look to find an early equalizer. They've been the better team so far, this Pelicans outfit, as Ernest Adu keeps the ball in play. Hopeful tackle coming in, and does the job very well. Asela Rajavangsa, I believe it is. Olawale. Nice bit of work from the number 9 for Javelin. Over the top, Harshana Sumudu catches himself in an offside position. But very, very, very good work from Oluwasan Olawale. He's been everywhere in the park for Javelin in these opening exchanges, as Sudarshan makes a move forward. Beautiful cross comes in, and a shout for a handball infringement. Pelicans again playing it from the back. Stephen Musatkin with a 1-2. Anoke tries a shot from range, but not a bad effort from the number 6. We know what the quality he possesses, and did try his fortunes, but this time the fortune didn't favor his theatrics.
Pelicans now chasing the game, and for once in this tournament they find themselves being tested a bit, because all through the first round they seem to be in cruise control mode, but now they trail, and it will be interesting to see how they perform under pressure.
Definitely, this is what the Super 8 rounds is all about, isn't it, Romario? All the good teams going head to head each other.
Indeed, I think now is where the top 8 will be tested, as the team in green always seem to be finding themselves with a man over, but Javelin now through Harshan Sumudu looking for the run of Olawale, but a wayward shot coming in, as it did not possess any sort of danger.
Change of personnel for Pelicans between the sticks. Farooq Fawzan today doing the goalkeeping duties for Pelicans. Could have done better to prevent that goal, Farooq Fawzan, but that small fumble let Andrew Devas break the deadlock, and Pelicans have a mountain to climb in this first Super 8 game.
Straight away, Ashfaq Ayub. He knows that his team is with a slender advantage and trying to make maximum use out of it. And why not Atif?
Yes, definitely kill the time out of the game and make sure you do it properly, because these days the referees don't mess around with the time wasting, as a yellow card is shown whenever they feel like the players are trying to waste time, especially the goalkeepers, as Anoke goes down.
Goes down against the slight foul from Asela Rajavansa, as the Pelicans looks for their skipper Sanjay Thirimanna, but straight away he goes back to Stephen as he swings a diagonal pass, but the second ball is cleaned up by Olawale. Now here's Javalin picking a pass, cross coming in, an opportunity, but Kojo Anyokyo finds himself clear in his lines, and the follow-up shot does not trouble the keeper too much.
Good bit of football from Javelin. Derek Fernando with that decisive cross-hit. He did look to find Olavale, but the ball fell into no man's land as Muhammad Ali, a wayward hit going over the crossbar. Muhammad Ali coming up from a man of the match performance in the previous week, will look to stamp his authority in this first Super 8 round, Super 8 game rather.
Looking for another throw ball, but he was only able to look as Javalin win possession down the left hand flank through Asela as he runs to the goal line, but not too much danger on that cross. Now Kojo, first time, as here goes Pelican. Now an opportunity. Will he pick his corner? By the looks of it, he does. No, he doesn't. That was a good opportunity missed by Daniel Muskin, but this is the danger that Pelicans can possess, and this is what they are capable of.
Definitely catching the Javelin defenders off guard. Brilliant possession play from the boys from Kurunagal. I was just going to ask from you, Romario, has the change of formation made any difference for the boys in green?
Yes, by the looks of it, they are having just 4 men at the back now. The early goal that was conceded, by the looks of it, has brought about a bit of a change. Now another cross coming in, but does not have enough curve on it, as Ashfaq Ayub doesn't show the butterfingers which Farooq Fawzan showed when they conceded their first goal. But now again over the top in search of Ola. He puts on his jet shoes, but seems to slip a bit. However, the pass which was given backwards just wasn't controlled as much as he would have liked to. Now the Pelicans through Kojo and now through Steven. Thiriman down the left, picking out Ado as he finds Selvam down the wing. But Ashfaq Ayub, what have you done? Why not use your hands and clean things up rather than trying to show your capabilities with your feet? And now because of that, he has conceded a corner, and he will be hoping that not too much damage will happen from this ensuing corner.
Definitely not everyone's forte playing with their feet. Not every goalkeeper's forte rather. And I'll tell you what, Romario, this Pelican side knows how to take a good set piece. They have scored couple of goals from their set pieces in that first round stage, but the first corner for Pelicans in this game.
Kumara, by the looks of it, over the dead ball situation, trying to swing it in towards the penalty spot. Doesn't get too much on it, but 2 calls for handball, and at the second time of asking, by the looks of it, the referee has pointed to the spot. There's a replay coming in, and the referee, he thought about it and pointed at the spot, and yes, there you can see that there was a clear hand by Asela by the looks of it in the number 2 jumper. So now it will be Daniel Muskin stepping up. Before anything, he'll have to go and look for a ball, which he finds. The goalkeeper trying to just get under the skin of Daniel, but I think he will be too good a player for that to happen. As we have another look at that replay, Atif. His hand did come out, and I think because of that, the referee thought for a second, but pointed to the spot as Kojo Anokyo gets a change of wheels. It's Daniel Muskin lining things up with his trusted left foot. Coach Aruna Sampath, by the looks of it, can't watch as he makes his way to the bench. Daniel stepping up, and it has been saved. What a save by Ashfaq Ayub. And boy oh boy, he's getting a earful from his fellow opposition. As we have a look at that, at a comfortable height for the keeper, and that's why you would have seen him saving that. But nevertheless, a good save as Mohammad Husni gets in the way of Oluwale. But another drastic turn in this game, Atif.
Definitely wasn't a bad penalty by any means from Musatkin there, but Ashfaq Ayub with a brilliant save. Here's Adu. Sudarshan with a turn, puts the ball in. Raja Wangsa.
To no one as Steven put Farooq under a bit of pressure, but the goalkeeper was at the right place to get the ball under control. But now Pelicans trailing on the scoreline and have missed an opportunity from 12 yards out. What pressure can do to a good team.
Definitely. Two sitters missed from Daniel Musatkin. I would say Romario. Just 5 minutes ago, so we saw Musatkin had it on a platter and hit it just wide off the post, and the missed penalty. Good save, one could say, from Asfaq Ayub, but you have to score those in these crunch games.
We were raving about how good Daniel Muskin was, and well, I think it is the commentator's curse which has struck him, as Selvam just getting in a bit of a tangle with the goalkeeper, as Ayub takes as much as possible time left, and on the half-hour mark it's 1-0, and the big news is that a penalty has been missed, but here's another opportunity for Ado, as Selvam floats a hopeful delivery to no one in specific, as Ashfaq Ayub cleans things up.
This is the third penalty miss we have seen in the last couple of games. Two in that Sri Lanka Police solid game also. We saw two penalties being missed by the players, and now Daniel Musatkin, one of the finest players in this Champions League, has also missed a penalty. Romario, what are your thoughts on all these missed penalty chances? Because being professionals, you would expect them to hit the back of the net quite oftenly.
Selvam running down the left, but just too heavy on that last touch, as the ball goes out for a throw-in. And that's what pressure can do to any good player in front of the fans, and in a crunch game isn't able to find the back of the net. Now here's Pelicans, but a bit of a stray boot there. Kumar Kavinash, by the looks of it, is the first player to get booked in this game.
Not the prettiest of challenges from Kumar Kavinash. Deserved yellow card with that high boot tackle, starts up. And, Asela Rajavangsa, I believe, who took the blow on his shin, is back on his feet.
Why not take as long as possible? But now, after a quick sip by everyone on the field, catching their breath for a moment, the ball is floated again, but Farooq Fauzan is in a good position. Now Stephen gives it away uncharacteristically, but should he have just played Olawale through there? Just getting a bit too excited was Muhammad Alim. He would have been better off if he had just passed it through and given the striker to show what he's capable of.
Definitely Alim, coming from man of the match performance in the last week. High in confidence, fancied his chances with Farooq Fauzan out of his lines, but not this time for Muhammad Alim, as Javelin yet again trying to find Olawale. Mensa Stephen with the clearing up.
This time around, a collector's item there. Olawale not getting the ball under control at the first time of asking. Ashfaq Ayub was made to work, but he was good enough, had enough of pace to come out to the edge of the box and clean things up.
Almost went over his 18-yard box just as Robert Sanchez for Chelsea went out of his 18-yard box in the previous weekend in the Premier League, but
a bit of a drizzle coming over us here at the Racecourse Stadium, and that aroma that comes when water falls on the hot ground. 36 minutes rather, gone in this game. Java Lane with an early goal. Pelicans missing an opportunity off the spot, off the boot of Daniel Muskin. I think we just need to put that behind him, and he's a good enough player to bounce back from an error as Kojo picks out skipper Thirimanna, and he floats one into the center. Hopeful there by Ernest Ado, but unable to find his teammate. A passage of good passes shown by both teams, but as I say that, Pelicans lose out on that pass, but they soon recover. Kojo Aneka coming a bit deep, looking for some work, trying to pick a pass. A player went down, but Selvam floats it into the box. Ayub cleans things up yet again. Good confidence shown there by the keeper after not the first of best of first rounds rather, beg your pardon. He seems to be coming in with a bit of confidence into this game, which will do him and his team a world of good. Now Kojo goes for that long pass. Another appeal, but hopeful, as the left back for Java Lane finds himself on the floor in a heap.
Two Java Lane players, rather Muhammad Ali off your screen as well, has gone down with a bit of discomfort. Muhammad Ali carrying a slight niggle from that Saunders game. Did play the game last weekend, but by the looks of it, Muhammad Ali is in some serious pain.
Fans coming in slowly but surely as the action intensifies here at the Racecourse International Stadium. Medics come onto the field. By the looks of it, it's Muhammad Alim who seems to be on the floor, getting a bit of attention. Here are the four fixtures that we see over this next 2 days. Pelicans taking Java Lane on right now. Saunders will play Police. Serendip will play St. Mary's, and New Star will play Solid. So 3 further games lined up over the weekend. 1 more after this today and 2 tomorrow. So plenty of Champions League action set to unfold. As the juniors find themselves on the large screen, which brings a smile on his face, as Pelicans trying to unlock the defense was Selvanayagam. Hope I got it right. But He too loses out as nothing seems to have been going the way of Pelicans in the first 40 minutes, as it shows on the scoreline as well, Atif.
Definitely. The scoreline doesn't show what Pelicans as a unit they are put on, but for me, Pelicans have been the better side positionally, and they have created more chances than Javelin, but it's that conversion rate has put them down in this first half. Romario, 2 good chances for Daniel Musatkin to make amends for that early goal they conceded, but by the looks of it, they'll go to the sheds. 1 goal down. The boys from Kurunagal as Kojo finds Musatkin. Musatkin with a lovely through ball. Adu.
Unable to take control was Muskin, as Pelicans still with possession. Now Sudarshan getting in the cross into the box, but Ojo, was it? Ernest Ado. Now here the ball breaks. An opportunity. What a save. Ashfaq Ayub. He was beaten all ends up by Selvanayagam, as we have a look at the replay. But the keeper somehow managed to recover and just got his toes on that shot, which propelled the ball away from the net, and the scoreline still remains in favor of Javelin.
Brilliant bit of recovery work from Ashfaq Ayub. He did get beaten by Selvam Satursan initially, but did really well to make that all-important tackle, and Ernest Adu heads it wide from that corner. Pelicans knocking on the door for that equalizer, but still no shots on target. Just that penalty, which was saved by Ashfaq Ayub. He has had a superb first half for Javelin. Ashfaq Ayub.
Ernest Ado, he knew that that was an opportunity. Good strong defense by Stephen, but here's another delivery over the top of the defense, as Olavale seems to be gesturing to the referee that he's been pushed to his limits, but I think this is part and parcel of how this tournament has gone. This time around, though, Mohammad Azad finds himself in an offside position. Unnecessary there. Yes, and he gets booked. Rightly so. Azad just trying to delay things for his opponents and pays the price.
Second yellow card for the day. Mohammad Azad going into the referee's books as
this time the goal scorer Andrew just kicking the ball away, and all unnecessary work by the Javelin players. They should be just focusing on the game and what's to come next, rather than applying energy on unnecessary moments. Now Stephen curling it in, but the defense good enough, gets his head. Here's an opportunity taken. Daniel is off target. The best 3 chances fell to one man in this first half for Pelicans, and unfortunately for the team from Kurunagala, he has not been able to find the back of the net.
What a hit from Kojo Anoki. From his lasers, a brilliant save from Asfaq Ayub, continuing his good work. Musatkin yet again not finding his shooting boots.
A tough skill there to execute by the midfielder on the turn to get the volley, but unfortunately for him, he did not get enough purchase. Now the goal scorer down the right hand side for Java Lane. Pressure coming in, but the ricochet bounces out as Pelicans get a throw in, and they seem to be having a bit of urgency, knowing that there is only 2 more minutes added on at the end of this first half here. Java Lane playing it a bit safe, but also a bit of danger in that. However, the team in front wins it, but control just lacking there by Bhuvaneshwar Abhinash. Stephen Kojo Anoko rather. Good strength shown there, but the Java Lane players good enough to keep it, hold on to it. Now Olawale from range, nothing really on, but why not take a swing? He may have been better off if he had tried to play his teammate through, but there was a sense of offside as well this time around. Now the Java Lane defense coming in good down the left hand side as the referee says that there is no time left to take the corner. Andrew Devas was the player to find himself cleaning up some scraps after a shot from Olawale was parried by Farooq Fauzan, and Andre, he did really well from right in front to tuck it in as Java Lane go into halftime with a 1-goal cushion.
Well deserved lead for the boys from Slave Island. Andrew Devas being the goal scorer for Java Lane. Here's some highlights from that first half. Satursan was very good on that left hand side for Pelicans, and this was that opening goal from Andrew Devas to break the deadlock. Java Lane kept knocking on that door, but since that goal it was all Pelicans, but the conversion from Daniel Musatkin was not on point. This was the first clear-cut chance for Pelicans and Daniel Musatkin. Then the missed penalty. Asfaq Ayub has been brilliant in this first half for Java Lane, denying multiple chances coming in his way. The Pelicans had some serious opportunities. It was all coming into Asfaq Ayub's hands to deny them, and a couple of yellow cards picked up by the Java Lane players in the process as well. This was that wicked shot from Kojo Anoki, and the rebound wasn't taken well yet again from Daniel Musatkin, the top goal scorer for Pelicans. As we are heading into a short commercial break, do stay tuned with us and catch up the second half's action.
चललदे रहसे Champions League एक हाथ गैस में हैंगुमन किक पे जब नरमने भागी दुल्हने घीदी दस्ते गोल एक गन्ना इसी सरसने समरोक बिन्ने साथ देने We are one game, one heart. Oh, oh. One game, one heart. Champions League. This is where we start. Together we dream, together we fight. We are the champions. Champions League में One game, one heart. Champions League साधनाई आरंभने दिव्यने जयगन्ने एक सीने डरामियाने One game, one heart. Champions League where dreams take part. Raise your flags, feel the art. One game, one heart.
Sri Lanka Football Champions League, powered by TV Supreme.
we are moments away from kicking this second half back, as Pelicans have made not one but two changes. Kumara and Lairu Sampath find themselves being substituted off as two new players come in for the Pelicans with a hope of injecting some venom into this attack. The first half didn't really go the way they were expecting it and hoping it would have. But one Tiriman finds himself joining his skipper as we are awaiting confirmation of the second change, as Olua Seun Olavale kicks off the second half. By the looks of it, Pelicans still playing with the same formation, while both teams in fact seem to be lining up the way they started off in the first half, as I have Atif with me in the com box.
That's the junior Tiriman who made his way onto the park with that break. After that break, rather, is a very, very capable player himself. Already in the score sheet in that first round, scored a goal against Moragas Mulla in that opening game in this campaign. Yasaswin Tiriman will be a handful, as Coach Aruna Sampath has made his intentions clear to go all attack. Go with an all attack here in this second half, as Muhammad Ali under the dead ball for Javelin. A decent delivery into the box from Muhammad Ali. Farooq Fausan spreading the play. Tiriman, Kojo. Beautiful work from the number 6. Ernest Adu. A nice one too with Daniel Musatkin.
Just lacking a bit of pace there on that pass, but Kojo finds himself picking his teammate as Muskin gets across with his left. This time around, the two forwards, by the looks of it, have seemed to swap wings from where they played in the first half and where they find themselves lining up now. Olavale trying to get in behind, but some good pace shown by the central defenders as they continue to keep the forward at bay. Husni was the player shielding himself. Now a pass comes in, but just a bit too much on it for Daniel Muskin as Ashfaq Ayub cleans things up. They are finding themselves chasing the game, and they have to do so because Pelicans are trailing by a single goal, and the bounce of the ball unfortunately has not gone their way this evening. Just as I say that, Selvam Sudarshan, his first touch lets him down as the ball rolls out. And we have take 2 for the corner, for the throw in rather, beg your pardon. As we see the Javelin coach Nazar Hamid just giving a bit of instructions. Possession. They have seem to have an abundance of it did Pelicans, but where it really matters, they find themselves trailing. Some good desperation shown there by the Java lane defender, trying as hard as possible to hold on to the single goal advantage. Long throw doesn't find its mark, as the referee and the assistant diffuses anything before it even seemed to have begun.
Koja shift in the play, but not the best of touches from Saturshan on that left flank. Much better player than that, the number 11 for Pelicans, Saturshan. None of the Pelicans attackers having the best days on the field, as multiple chances have gone begging. Here's Tirimana Jr. No proper communication between the forwards. Here's Ernestadu. Got the right intentions. Musatkin with the perfect run, but Asela Rajavangsa, the valiant intervention, as Asfaq Ayub at bay yet again.
Safe as a house at the back today. And his drop kick is recovered by Olawale, as he's a through pass coming in, but just a bit too much on it for Daniel. Hoisted towards the opposition defense by Ashfaq, but the ball beats everyone. Pelicans, 50 minutes and a bit gone, as they still find themselves behind. Shot from range, but a false shot there. However, the team in green still receiving possession via the throw in, Atif.
Indeed, the bulk of possession in the second half has been with the boys from Kurunagala, as they have made their intentions clear from the offsets of second half. They are trailing at the break. They were trailing at the break, and still looking for that equalizing goal. The boys in green, as the ball goes out of play. Pelicans take a quick throw in. Here's a Musatkin with a bit of space. Adu inside the box.
Not too much of appeals, as another shot from range doesn't bother the keeper too much. But now Pelicans are trying as hard as possible to unlock this defense, but a stubborn Java lane defense still managing to hold on. And if there is anyone who can, I think it's this man on the ball now. But a good tackle comes in. And the referee calls a halt to the game.
The game was paused because of Ernest Adu's fall, but now it's Asfaq Ayub who is in need of medical attention. Slight taps onto his hamstring, a groin rather. Him going into the sheds won't be the ideal scenario for Javelin going forward with plenty of football to be played in this first game in the Super 8s. So it's just a 1 goal advantage for the boys from Slave Island. The Pelicans have been very good from the start of this second half, and this is the points table from the first round in Group A.
Saunders sitting pretty on top with 14 points, while New Star and Serendib are in second place. Javelin in fourth with 8 points. Crystal Palace, Nigambo Youth and SLTB. I think this is Group A at the end of the first round. Attack comes in, but Farooq Fauzan is good enough to nip the attack in its bud.
Sadurshat puts that ball a bit too much on that for Tirimana Senior with that overlapping run. Good bit of control play. Tirimana with the ball in. Asfaq Ayub comes off of his line and punches it away. Still possession with Pelicans. Asfaq Ayub has been a rock between the sticks for Javelin. Nothing seems to bother him. Javelin's number 1. Muhammad Ali. Poor pass there from Javelin's Muhammad Ali. Here's Tirimana Jr. down the flank. Keeps the ball in play with a cross in, and the appeal is for a handball. Referee says they're nothing doing, but still Pelicans causing problems from both the sides of the pitch.
A more hopeful cross than anything, but two players collide as there is yet another injury stoppage here. A bit of rain going over early on here at the Racecourse Stadium, as we have a look at the at the points table of Group B. Pelicans on top with 12 alongside Sri Lanka Police with a similar goal difference as well. I think it might be the head-to-head that separate the two teams, with Solid in third place, St. Mary's in fourth. Super Sun will be a surprise to have missed out on the second round. Moragas Mulla managed a solitary win. I think that's all they were capable of.
St. Mary's draw in their last game against Pelicans did book them a place in the Super 8s, handing Super Sun an early exit in this competition. Quite a surprising exclusion for the boys from Beruel. They were expected to make to the next stage of the campaign, as Pakir Ali's men had to make them.
He would have been a quite disappointed head coach to have missed out on the Super 8s. But I think that's the way the game goes these days. As Tirimana Jr. fouls before yet another hopeful ball. This time not much for Olawale, nothing much he can do out of that. But Pelicans still spreading the ball wide and using the full width of the pitch. Does really well there, does Husni. Looked like he was crowded out, but somehow managed to pick a pass, and here's an opportunity for a cross, but the defense is up to the challenge. However, it's a corner for Pelicans and an opportunity to attack as we just head towards the hour mark in this game.
So it will be high time for Pelicans to find that equalizer, an all-important equalizer here. Will be an interesting half an hour in this first game in the Super 8s, as Kojo is all set to take a decisive corner for Pelicans. Headed wide from Muhammad Ali. Good defensive work in that near post from Muhammad Ali. Olawale goes down, but still referee shows advantage. And, no advantage taken by the Javelin players. Slow walk to the touchline from the Javelin wing back, as they're in full control, and misplaced past, and here's Musatkin with an opportunity. Musatkin crosses it in, and there's the equalizer, folks. Pelicans with the equalizer. It's Selvanayagam with the equalizer for Pelicans, and an interesting half an hour of play will be up for the grabs, folks, here at the Racecourse International Stadium.
We were all telling you how good this boy is, and he shows it as he lays it on a platter for Selvanayagam. He was not missing from that range, as he's elated, and he draws his team level just past the hour mark. Pelicans unlock the Java lane defense.
Very casual, and a lapse of concentration from the Javelin midfielders, gifting away the ball to Ernest Adu, and Adu finds Daniel Musatkin making that overlap run, and since then it was just one result coming out of it, and now Javelin all of a sudden will have to do something better than what they have been doing so far in this game, as Pelicans have found some resurgence from that goal.
A new lease of life for Pelicans, but now Javelin trying to hit back straight away. Cross coming in, but way too close to the keeper by Azad. Now this might open up a few more cracks in the Java lane defense, but having said that, I think the Pelicans too will have to play out of their skin. Not the best of passers. Goes down, does Azad, and he has won a free kick. Not too happy on that occasion was the substitute Vigneshwaraja, but just a bit too physical when he was blocking the ball, and Javelin with an opportunity to do what they do best. Throw in a hopeful delivery and hope someone finds themselves at the back of it. But this time around, a bit too much on that occasion by Mohammad Alim.
Pelicans favorites to find that all-important winner out of these two sides, as they are showing much more composure with the ball on their feet, and a well-structured formation from Arno Sampath's men, as Javelin will have to do lots and lots in order to find a winner here, as it has been one-way traffic in the second half. Selvanayagam Sadurian, the goal scorer for Pelicans, has done very well in that midfield position, playing in that false nine position for Pelicans, as bit of time wasting from the Javelin number 20. Not the most ideal situation to do so, as they have a mountain to climb from here to find any winning goal, as Olavale keeps the ball in, or doesn't. Poor, absolutely poor from Kajanandan. Couldn't find any of his men, or couldn't find the playing area, but a throw-in retaken from Kajanandan, and here's Olavale. A hopeful shot from Olavale. Here's Pelicans switching defense into attack. Ernest Adu with a brilliant touch, and Musetkin with a one-on-one situation. Yet another brilliant save from Ashfaq Ayub.
Well, what a passage of play there by here, both teams, but it was the green team finding themselves taking another shot through Daniel Muskin. Just getting low enough was Ashfaq Ayub to put that shot on target away, but Javelin living dangerously here.
Could have been his hat-trick Romario Daniel Musatkin's third opportunity to score, and the Russian fails once again, as Ashfaq Ayub coming into his way with a brilliant save, as he has done some damage into his knee this time onwards. Ashfaq Ayub couldn't keep hold on to a clean sheet, but has done pretty well so far in this opening game in this Super 8. And you can catch all the live action in this Super 8 round from Sri Lanka Football Facebook, the Papare Supreme TV, and the Papare YouTube channel as well, as all the live action will be brought to you to your screens, as these are the fixture lineup in week number 1 in the Super 8 round. Now we have Pelicans taking on Javelin, as nothing to separate between the sides, and later on the day Sounders will be taking on Mahinda Galagedera's Sri Lanka Police. Then tomorrow in the afternoon, Serendib will be taking on St. Mary's, and New Star will be taking field New Star will be taking field against Solid SC. One match to look forward to,
as the lights seem to be taking an effect here at the Racecourse International Stadium. Muskin tries to put it into the box for Ernest Ado. However, the low-driven cross was dealt with safely. Olavale going in a bit deep, looking for some work. And fouls his opponent. Swings his hands to show to the referee that he did nothing really wrong, but the referee has made up his mind. Pelicans, from being a goal behind, they find themselves level with 70 minutes gone in this game. Java Lane, they will not be too happy to find themselves on level terms, but now their highest goal scorer picks out a pass. Cross coming in, no, well defended. And Thiriman clears his lines as well as the ball trickles out.
Not the first time we see Javelin scoring first and conceding late. We saw them conceding very, very late against Saunders last week in that stoppage time to wind up the first round. And this time onwards, they'll have to find a winner in the dying stages as Olavale.
Through ball coming in, but just strain offside. Olavale, clearly by the looks of it, on the second view in he was. So good call coming by the AR on the far side. But now both coaches will be wondering whether they should push their opponent and fight for that 3 points, or will they settle for the single point, Atif?
Yes, 3 points will be very, very important because each and every side possesses loads of quality behind their belts. So 3 points in the first game itself to kick off things in the Super 8s will be some way for both these sides, as the game will resume with a Kajanandan free kick in his own half.
Hoisted in, but well cleared, not once but twice, as Farooq comes out. Stephen, pass picked, Harshana putting it into the box for Olavale to chase, but the defense is well up to its challenge. Here's a header coming in, what a save! Farooq Fauzan. Well, by the looks of it, he has not got his hand onto it, so it's a miss by the striker, but there was an opportunity. That was Derek Fernando going in, all guns blazing with the head, as Olavale finds himself on the floor.
Some effort from Derek Fernando. Was twisting in the air while trying to find the back of the net. Quite an interesting technique, but was chance gone begging for Javelin. Chances have not come left, right, centre for Javelin in the second half, but those kind of chances are to be buried, and in these type of crunch games you have to score those in order to get all 3 points. As Olavale is back on his feet, and looks like he's good to go. Yet again, he's one hard customer to put down Oluwasan Olavale. He'll fight until the last minute. This overseas player for Javelin have been playing for this club for quite a while. Oluwasan Olavale knows what it means for the Slave Islanders. And as Pelicans again shifting defense into attack. As the lights are dimming over this beautiful Racecourse stadium. Still nothing to separate these two sides in this first fixture of this Super 8 round. What a way to start. For the Pelicans bench, and Ernest Adu, his link up play has been sublime this evening, finding his partner almost at every given opportunity. It's just that conversion from Daniel Musetkin has not been up to mark and not up to the standards he has set for the Pelicans, as the Pelicans, by the looks of it, will be going for a substitution. Here's Javelin with a hopeful delivery, but neatly defended by Kanjanandan. Throw in taken quickly. Here's Alim. Heavy first touch, takes it away, but Farooq Fauzan with the cleaning up. Puts a ball over. No much harm done from that delivery, and just over 10 minutes to go in regulation time, as both these sides trying to find a winner to kick things start in the Super 8s. Mensa Stephen spread in the play. Tirimanna Senior, not the best of lob balls, as Pelicans are heading for a double substitution. Alam Akram will be making his way, replacing Ernest Adu, Stadu, after a good shift, will hit the showers, and Arumugam Sujeevan will be making his way, replacing Selvam Saturshan. Stephen.
Fresh legs coming on, but just a bit too much on that pass. As the defender crawls his way to safety. 10 minutes left in this game for either team to find a winner. And by the looks of it, Atif, the next goal from whoever it comes might very well be so.
Definitely. And Pelicans opting for fresh legs, and Ernest Adu hitting the showers. It will be an interesting watch from the Pelicans' point of view, as Fauzan Farooq does a decent job with his feet. And here's Yasaswin Tiriman.
Crunching tackle coming in by Mohammad Alim, that is. But some good composure shown by Farooq Fauzan. Not hoofing the ball into touch, rather keeping it with his teammates.
It will most probably be Mohammad Alim's last action in the game, as from what we are hearing, Mohammad Alim will be replaced by rather.
As the crowd seems to be waiting in hope and expectation to see Mohammad Rizkan, who by the looks of it seems to be a fan favorite.
Definitely. And Mohammad Yasir and Mohammad Rizkan will be making their way into the pitch, replacing Mohammad Ali. And Andrews Devas, the goal scorer for Javelin, both having a good day at the office. Both Mohammad Ali and Andrew Devas will be hitting the showers. Just 10 minutes to go in this opening Super 8 fixture. Tiriman with his defensive duties. Ola.
Fighting, but time just seems to be running out on both teams here, Atif. There may very well be about 3 or 4 minutes of added on time, but it's pretty much now or never for either team. Goes down in a heap, does Derek Fernando. Now Rizkan trying to weave his foot. And get it towards the box, towards the goal. Hopeful, but nothing really on it. Follow up doesn't really bother the keeper. Pelicans winning the scraps. He has an opportunity, takes a shot from range, but just a bit over eager there. Alam Akram. He had the teammates on either ends and could have even maybe picked one out, but he decided to go all on his own. Now again, this time ball picked, but they clean things up, do the Pelicans. Good strong defensive line by Java Lane, still seeming to be holding out this Pelicans outfit. Maxi looks on. Bit of pinball by both teams.
Poor clearance from Sampath. Derek Fernando rather. And here's the substitute for Javelin. Finds Rizkan. Mohammad Yasir rather. Yasir does well to hold on. And here's Yasir driving it forward.
Just a bit too much on that occasion, as the ball, that attack peters out. Good pass, and has the ball been kept in the field of play? No, it hasn't.
Alam Akram will have to do much better on that occasion, since he has hit the ground running. He has been not up to his mark. Here's Musatkin with a foot race, but Asela Rajavangsa doing pretty well to shield the ball as Asfaq Ayub hoists it over the top. Sampath. Here's Azad.
Not too many opportunities for either side in the second half. Pelicans took the one that presented itself to them, and that's why they find themselves on level terms. But now Javelin just unable to keep hold of possession.
Could have been quite the different game if Daniel Musatkin took
taken his chances.
Yes, definitely that missed penalty will come to haunt them going forward this tournament, as it's a clear cut offside from Alam Akram, finding himself in an offside position, making that run a bit too quickly and showing that eagerness. Alam Akram, the substitute for Pelicans.
Both number twos going all out. Alam for Pelicans and Asela for Javelin. But now it's the Pelicans who seem to be having a bit more urgency in their attacks. But Javelin just trying to keep the ball with them and unable to do so.
Both teams trying their level best to find something out of nothing, as Olavale
Crunching tackle there, and rightly so, the referee takes his name. Crunching tackle coming in on the Pelicans player by Olavale. He seems to be showing that he was going for the ball, but on second we win. Seems to be quite dangerous there. Lucky to just get away with only a yellow card. The technical team also doing their best to show the referee that it was a crunching tackle, but he turns a blind eye as Pelicans hopefully toss one into the 16-yard area, but well cleaned up by Ashfaq Ayub. He had a great game, did the goalkeeper. Came up with a couple of good saves as well. Just the only goal that he conceded was when Pelicans unlocked the Java lane defense and left him helpless.
Very good work from Alam Akram, the substitute, using his fresh legs as Kajanandan shielding the ball. Wins yet another free throw. Throw in rather.
Pelicans throw all bodies forward as 4 minutes is shown on the fourth official's board. All signals from Java lane are for their players to get into the box and defend this long throw thrown in by Alim.
Not quite the Rory Delap throw in. And an opportunity, Kojo. Shot with hope by the Pelicans, number 6. Goes well over the crossbar.
Taken as long as possible are the Java lane players, as by the looks of it they seem to be satisfied with getting a point from this tabletop in Pelicans outfit. But a player goes down in a heap. However, play continues.
Pelicans are yet to be beaten in this campaign. Finished the first round with that unbeaten tag behind themselves and came into this game as favourites. Had their chances but couldn't bury them. Daniel Musetkin with a missed penalty chance as well. By the looks of it, Javelin will be mighty happy with that point against a much more formidable Pelicans outfit on paper.
Ashfaq Ayub taking an edge and finally gets it away. Header missed. Rizkan ball, but just unable to pick a pass was Derek Fernando. However, Javelin mounting one final attack, you could say. Olavale shields his face from the lights. This time around the ball beats Muskin into touch.
Just 45 seconds to go in regulation time after the stoppages. Here's a Javelin. Will Olaf take a rabbit out of the hat here?
Trying really hard, and a valiant effort means his team wins a corner. Tired bodies now. Now maybe one final attacking opportunity for Java Lane to throw a few bodies into the box. Abhinash asking for it at the edge, but the ball seems to beat everyone in, and that's the full-time whistle. It goes as there is nothing to separate the two teams. Players in a heap all over the field. They have given it their all, but neither team able to find a winner, as Devas, his first half goal was cancelled out by Selvanayagam, as the two teams head back with a point apiece. Pelicans 1, Java Lane 1, nothing to separate the two teams, Atif, as they congratulate each other and make their way out of the playing area.
It's a well-deserved point for both these sides, I must say, but Pelicans will be kicking themselves with multiple missed opportunities from Daniel Musatkin, their premier striker in that first round as well. 5 goals behind his name coming into this game, but underwhelming performance from the Russian sees the Pelicans take just 1 point back home to Karunagal to kick things off in this Super 8 round.
Next week it will be Java Lane taking on New Star, while Solid plays against Pelicans, as we see the highlights of the second half. Quite a few bookings, but this was where Moskin set up the goal on a platter for his teammate, and he was not missing from that range. He did have an opportunity to win it, but just wasn't able to do so. Olavale found himself in the referee's book, but he leaves with just an assist and no goal this time. Full time, the score reads 1 goal apiece for both teams, as a tough fighting game comes to an end to kick off the Super 8 stage in the Sri Lanka Football Champions League. Now it's time for an interview, as Navod has a couple of players alongside him.
සදුරෙන් Pelicans කණ්ඩායමේ සදුරෙන් අද තරගය ගැන මොකද හිතන්නේ? සුපර් වටේ පළවෙනි තරගය හොඳට perform කරලා ඉන්නේ Pelicans කණ්ඩායම. නමුත් අද තරගයේ හිතුව තරම් රිසල්ට් එක නෙවෙයි ලැබුණේ. ඔයාගේ performance එක ගැන මොකද හිතන්නේ අද තරගයේ? අප සමග එකතු වෙනවා ජාවලින් කණ්ඩායමේ කළමනාකරු මැක්සි ලෙට්‍රන්. මැක්සි මේ තරගෙට එන්නේ අනිත් ගෲප් එකේ ගෲප් টොප් එක Pelicans කණ්ඩායමත් එක්ක ජාවලින් කණ්ඩායම ෆස්ට් රවුන්ඩ් එකේ හිතපු තරම් පර්ෆෝමන්ස් උත් තිබෙන්නේ නැහැ. නමුත් අද තරගය ගැන මොකද හිතන්නේ? ගෲප් টොප් වෙච්ච Pelicans ටීම් එකත් එක්ක අද ඩ්‍රෝ එකක් ලබා ගන්නවා.
මම මුලින් අපේ රවුන්ඩ්ස් මැච් වලත් කිව්වා අනිවාර්යෙන් අපි සුපර් 8 එකට තේරෙනවා කියලා. ඒකත් අපේ සෑන් ක්‍රීඩකයෝ ඉන්නවා වෙනස් කරන්න පුළුවන් ක්‍රීඩා සමය ජාවලින්. මම හිතන ෆොරින් ප්ලේයර් 4 දෙනෙක් එක්ක තමයි ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ ඒගොල්ලන් අපි එක්කෙනෙක්. නමුත් අපේ එක්ස්පීරියන්ස් එක යං ප්ලේයර්ලා එක්ක අපි දෙයක් කරා. ඒක යම් කිසි ප්‍රැක්ටිස් මේකෙන් අපි කියන්නේ ටීම් වර්ක් ආර්ට් ටීම් වර්ක් එකෙන් අපි වෙනසක් කරා.
ෆස්ට් එකේ හිටියේ 1-0 හිතුවද අද තරගය ටිකක් වෙලා යද්දි සෙකන්ඩ් හාෆ් එකෙත් ජයග්‍රහණය කරන්න හැකියාවක් තියෙනවා කියලා. මොකද Pelicans කණ්ඩායමට ගොඩක් chances තිබ්බා. ඒගොල්ලන් පෙනල්ටි ගොත් මිස් කරා. නමුත් මොන වගේ විශ්වාසයක්ද තිබ්බේ අද තරගයේ?
අපි half time එකෙත් අපේ second 45 minutes එකෙත් අපි කිව්වා දෙවෙනි ගෝල් එකට යන්න. ඒකත් අපි සෙල්ලම් කරා. ඒකත් one mistake අපේ පොඩි mistake එකකින් ගෝල් එක move එක ගියේ. නමුත් අපිට chance එක හම්බුණා. නමුත් අද අපි ඔලා injury එයාට සෙල්ලම් ගන්න බැරි තත්ත්වයක හිටියේ. නමුත් අර ෆිට් එකට එයාද මැච් එක සෙල්ලම් කරේ. නැත්නම් අපිට තව මූවමන්ට්ස් ටිකක් හම්බුණා මැච් එකේ දිනන්න. අපි ඇත්තට අද මැච් එකේදී යම් කිසි ප්ලෑන් එකකින් ආවේ. එක ගෝල් එකකින් පස්සේ අපි පොඩ්ඩක් ප්ලෑන් එක වෙනස් කරා. ඒක දිනන්නම තමයි අපි සෙල්ලම් කරේ.
බොහොම ස්තුතියි මැක්සි. ඉදිරි තරඟ වලට සුබ පතනවා.
Thank you very much.
අප සමග එකතු වෙනවා Pelicans කණ්ඩායමේ සහාය පුහුණුකරු චරිත රත්නායක. චරිත අද බලාපොරොත්තු වෙච්ච රිසල්ට් එක නෙමෙයි Pelicans කණ්ඩායම ලැබුණේ. අද තරඟ ගැන ඔබේ අදහස්?
ඇත්තටම අපේ ටීම් එක කවුරුත් බලාපොරොත්තු නොවි රිසල්ට් එකක් තමයි ආවේ. මම හිතනවා අද අපේ ටීම් එකේ දවස නෙමෙයි කියලා. මොකද අපි chances දෙකක් තුනක් ක්ලියර් chances දෙක තුනක් මිස් කරගත්තා. අද අපේ පුහුණුකරුතුමත් නැතුව තමයි අපි ආවේ. එයාගේ උපදෙස් අනිවාර්යෙන් අපිට ලැබුණා. නමුත් මම හිතනවා ෆස්ට් හාෆ් එකේ අපේ උන ගේම් ප්ලෑන් එක හරියට අපිට ක්‍රියේට් කරගන්න හම්බුනේ නැහැ. ඒකින්ද තමයි මේ මැච් එකේ මේ රිසල්ට් එක හම්බුනේ කියලා මම හිතනවා.
සෙකන්ඩ් හාෆ් එකේ මොන වගේ වෙනස්කම්ද සිදු කරේ? ෆස්ට් හාෆ් එකේ chances තිබ්බ ගොඩක් ඔයා කිව්වා වගේ penalty එකකුත් මිස් කරා. I think සෙකන්ඩ් හාෆ් එකේ මොන වගේ chances කරේ?
ඔව් ඇත්තටම මම බෙසිනුමේ ඉල කතා වුණේ ජාවලන් ටීම් එක කට්ටිය ගොඩක් ප්‍රෙස් කරන්න ආවේ නෑ අපිට ඉස්සරහට. මම ඊට පස්සේ අපේ ක්‍රීඩකයන්ට කිව්වා ෆස්ට් හාෆ් එකේ පටන් ගත්ත ගමන් ගිහිල්ලා ඉස්සරහට ගිහිල්ලා ප්‍රෙස් කරලා සෙල්ලම් කරමු අපිට පුළුවන් බෝල් පොසිෂන් එක තියාගන්න කියලා. ඒක විනාඩි 10 15ක් වුණා මම බලන් හිටියා 15ක් වුණා. ඊට පස්සේ අපි ගෝල් එක ගැවුවට පස්සේ ආයෙ අපි පොඩ්ඩක් පස්සට ආවා වගේ මම දැක්කා. මම ඊට පස්සේ චේන්ජස් දෙක තුනක් ගියා. ඒ දෙකනොත් උපරිම ප්‍රයෝජන ගන්න බැලුවා. ඒ රිසල්ට් එක තමයි හම්බුනේ.
බොහොම චරිත ඉදිරි තරඟ වලට සුබ පතනවා.
That's it from Navod down pitch side, and this brings us to an end of this telecast from the first game. We will soon be joining you as Saunders plays Police at 8:30 p.m. from right here at Racecourse. Thank you.